Chris, thank you. Well said. And finally, I'd like to call on Dr. Kathy Egea, Senior Lecturer and First Year Experience Coordinator from the University of Technology in Sydney, to present her reflections. Kathy.
Thank you. My reflection is a little different to others tonight. My reflection is about the role of Affinity in Alan Knight's life and the changes Affinity made a very, I think you said direct journalist to one who enjoyed a group, laughed, enjoyed the honesty. He understood there was a link between the basic principles of Affinity and the basic principles of Alan Knight, the ethical underpinnings, the importance of dialogue, the importance of education, the importance of respect for diversity and inclusion, community, cohesion, and the importance of giving, very strong. And that love you talked about, that shone. When we had the memorial service for Alan, Amit presented a video of Alan, and he had been talking at Parliament House, and the smile of his face, on Alan's face, the love that he had for the group in front of him, and as well as his little bits of humour that came through, was just shone. And I think tonight represents that love as well, it's that community. I want to just say a couple of things that he did within the work. He worked in the advisory board, and he certainly enjoyed that and gave different speeches. But one thing he did do, and he was preparing with Amit just in October last year, they were looking at a process. Alan was not just a journalist. He moved into academia. He became a professor of journalism. And in that process, he did research, of course, and he had a strong passion for teaching students to about the why of learning, as well as the what and how. So one of the ways he did the why of learning is taking students, in his earlier days he took the students, he wanted them to understand intercultural experiences. So he took them to China, a young group of undergraduate journalist students to China, and they worked in with the different sections. He had been an ABC, worked in the ABC for many years. He'd worked in newspapers for many years, and he worked in Hong Kong radio and television. So he had a lot of contacts, and so these students did a lot of experience and actually wrote pieces in the paper, were on the television, and came back and now have taken a number of senior positions within the ABC and as juniors, but moving up through the ranks very quickly. So he took this idea to Amit and maybe the two together, and now we're looking at how can they get students to think about and understand the Middle East, the part that's missing from the... So both of them got together and thought about this vision of joining Affinity and Alan's passion for education. So to build a long-term awareness and understanding of the Middle East culture, to inform future opinion leaders, those journalist students, of this approach, to promote harmony and advancement through education, and to encourage positive youth participation in media. So he had that combination of ideas. I've been talking on our table how we might get that going still. So if I can sort of push the UTS side, and that because Alan was a professor of journalism at UTS, that'd be fantastic. So thank you, Amit, very much.